Hello, Internet. It is I, Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. Today, we're going to be talking about A Real Pain. So, as usual, we're going to be going over the pros and cons. So, let's get to it. Pros. So, let's talk about our two leads here. First, we have Jesse Eisenberg, who's not only starring in this movie, he's actually directing it and writing it. So, he's pulling triple duty here. So, Jesse, he has been around for a while. He really didn't start getting noticed until like 2009 with Zombieland. I know he had Adventureland, but no one really watched that when it released. But Zombieland, that was a hit, and he starred alongside Woody Harrelson, Emma Stone, Abigail Breslin, and that movie's a banger. I would call it like a modern classic when it comes to horror comedies, and yeah, I mean, his character is basically come with all these rules how to survive the apocalypse, the zombie apocalypse and whatnot. And it's a really great movie. Love it. Another movie I absolutely love, next movie we're talking about, is The Social Network, where Jesse portrayed one Mark Zuckerberg, founder of Facebook and all that, co-founder of Facebook. And The Social Network was also a nice little hit, and it is considered one of the best movies of the 2010s, as it should be, because that movie managed to do something that's very difficult, difficult to pull off, and it's to make talking scenes exciting. And I was able to do that thanks to some good old Aaron Sorkin dialogue. Literally, there are times where I will just rewatch clips of The Social Network just for the conversations alone, just how they're written, how they're performed. It's immaculate. Absolutely fantastic. And, Jesse Eisenberg's performance as Mark Zuckerberg, is also really good. And I love how the movie isn't afraid to make Mark unlikable because he says and does some shitty things, objectively shitty things. And, I respect that a lot. It makes for a more interesting movie. But, Social Network, absolute banger. Love it to death. Then there's Rio and Rio 2. I'm not going to count those because they're voiceover roles. Then, not 30 minutes or less. I don't think anyone remembers that movie even existing. To Romeo Will Fly, I don't know what that is. Now You See Me, that was a hit back in 2013. They had a big old ensemble cast. It was a surprise summer hit that year. And oh god. Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, where he portrayed one Lex Luthor. Now I'm getting flashbacks of BVS. Because that movie had the potential to be really good. Like, I was so fucking hyped when it was first announced, like in Comic-Con 2013. Because Batman v Superman on the big screen, it was never done before in live action. People were just like, holy shit, this is gonna change everything. This is wild. Then they added Wonder Woman. People were like, okay, that's cool. And then it just got more and more just convoluted. And when Jesse Eisenberg got cast as Lex Luthor, a lot of people found it very questionable back then. I was willing to give it the benefit of a doubt, because I know Jesse Eisenberg, he's talented. Social Network proves that in spades. So I was going to give him a chance. And the more I saw of him, I was like, I don't know, but maybe it's just trailers. I got to watch him in the actual movie. So I did. And my God, it was just the wrong decision. Like, he was just miscast as Lex Luthor. Like, the way they did the character, it just didn't work. It just did not work at all, and it made Jesse look bad. I know you can only do so much with a script and direction. I get that, but yeah, him as Lex Luthor, that was a bad choice. That was an undisputed bad choice, and it kind of really made the movie worse. Well, besides Doomsday and what they did with him, but yeah, Batman v Superman. Oof. That's not something you really want on your resume. And obviously with BVS, it was a movie that absolutely should have made $1 billion. It didn't, and I know that haunts Warner Brothers to this very day. Anywho, after that, Now You See Me Too didn't do as well in the States. There was a big drop off in the States. Did better internationally. And inexplicably, it's going to get a third movie, which shocked me. I'm just like, why? Like, people didn't like Now You See Me Too all that much. So the fact that they're making a third one now is just baffling. And then there's Cafe Society. He was like, yeah, that was a Woody Allen movie. I think that was before he got canceled to an extent with like stuff. I forgot what went on with Woody Allen, but I don't remember it being very good. And then Justice League, where he was only there for like the post credit scene. A post credit scene that meant fuck all in the grand scheme of things, because it had Deathstroke and DC, the DCU. That was a fucking talk about a fumble. Like, damn. Yeah, that post credit scene didn't mean a goddamn thing, and Justice League would end up being a huge flop anyway. So, yeah, let's move on from DC. Zombieland Double Tap, a movie I wanted to see back in 2019, but I couldn't because college was just killing me. It was just killing all my free time. And then after that, a whole lot of really nothing on the big screen. But yeah, that's Jesse Eisenberg. Now let's look at his co-star here. Kurt, how do you say his name? Kieran Culkin. I know I'm saying that wrong. But, Wallace from Scott Pilgrim, which is just basically what he's known for. But before that, I think he was a child. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was a child actor. Yeah. Yeah. He was Home Alone, Father of the Bride, just keep going past that. Then Scott Pilgrim versus the World, where he played, Wallace Wells, Scott's cool gay roommate. This is his actual character label. He reprised his role in Scott Pilgrim Takes Off last year. In fact, pretty much every like the live action cast all reprised their roles for that, which was really cool. Movie 43. Ooh. It's been a long minute since I've seen that. Ugh. I'm getting all the PTSD from that movie. It's just, for those of you who don't know what movie 43 is, if you don't know what it is, good. More power. Let's keep it that way. But it's considered one of the worst movies ever made. It was basically all these like really bad sketches that range from unfunny to just straight up disturbing and vile. Okay, there was like a couple that were kind of funny. I won't lie, but most of them fell completely flat, and it was just complete torture to get through. Would not recommend. But so those are our two leads. Jesse Eisenberg is obviously super recognizable for like Social Network and Zombieland and all that. Kieran Culkin, not as much comparatively, but obviously most people recognize him from Scott Pilgrim, which is now like a big old cult classic. So I say their presence here, like both of them, I say it's a pro. So that's pro number 1. Pro number 2, reviews for this movie are very, very good. There's a 95%. Audience score isn't as good, 82%. That's not fatal, but I don't know. It's not a terrible score. But yeah, its critic score is 95%, so obviously that's a pro right there. I don't think it has a cinema score. I don't think there's in enough theaters to get a cinema score. I will check. No, it doesn't have one. So yeah, but reviews, I'll label that as a pro. Another pro is it's a limited run. Started 2 weeks ago. Had a 57K per theater average in 4 theaters. That's not like spectacular or anything, but it's solid enough. Like, it's not terrible or anything. Expanded to 12 theaters. Its per theater average dipped a bit, but it's still not terrible. So it's made about like 700K and only like 12 theaters. So I say that's solid. It's a solid number for a limited run. So yeah, I'll label that as a pro. And wait, who is this from? It's from Searchlight. You know, once Fox Searchlight. Basically Disney's like specialty division. Could I talk about them? I guess I could. I don't think I've talked about them much this year because they really haven't released much this year. That explains it. Um, yeah, they haven't really released much of anything. I mean, there's Kinds of Kindness, but that really didn't go anywhere. Poor Things made most of its money, in 2024, but yeah, not a whole lot here to really like go over. I mean, the biggest hits they've had like is The Menu, Poor Things, but yeah, the specialty market it's been real rough. If you haven't noticed, over the last few years, it's been like pretty hard for specialty releases, to like, really pop at the box office. But, yeah, I can't really comment on like Searchlight too much. But let's go to cons. Okay. So lack of like I don't know. Mm, well, obviously next week you have Wicked, you have Gladiator 2, then the week after that you have Moana 2. Those three movies are destined to like save the box office from the nightmare that's been like the last 2 months. So, with those three movies expected to make big money, that's gonna really, cripple a lot of smaller movies. And I feel like this could be one of those movies that gets hurt, even with the reviews being as good as they are. So yeah, that triple threat that coming up, that's gonna be a huge problem. So I'm gonna label that as a con. And I guess another con is that, you know, obviously this is going up against Red One. Red One has all the attention, all the theaters, all the star power, has all that, and Real Pain just doesn't. No, comparably, it just doesn't. Not to mention it's only in like a little over 1,000 theaters. So yeah, that's not great. So like PR wise, doesn't have like a whole lot, going for it. But it does have like a lot of people are really talking about it, and it's going up against like a much bigger movie in Red One that has to build bigger movies later this month. So it's kind of like sandwiched in between all these like blockbuster esque films, and that could be a problem. So yeah, just dealing with Red One and just all just big movie competition. Not to mention low-ish theater count. I'm gonna label that as a con too. And I think that's really it. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. So opening weekend, hmm, I don't know. Actually, I'm trying to think of like a good comparison for this. I guess I can go with like another like Oscar-esque movie. Anora. Where are you? Okay. That expanded. That made like 2.5 million last week when it expanded like 1,100 theaters, which is about the same as what Real Pain has. So I guess that's a good comparison. I guess I'll go with like 2 million, 2 to 3 million. Let's go with that. And its total, I'm not sure if it can really survive the Thanksgiving storm that is, the triple threat. If it can, then it could have a long life, but I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Maybe people would rather just wait till it hits like Hulu or something. But maybe 10 million or less. Probably between 5 to 10 million. That's what I'm going to go with just to be safe. And yeah. So that's it for that. We got one more movie to talk about this weekend. That's Red One. So stay tuned. And it's just nice to have a weekend where I only have to do 2 movies, not fucking 6. Real nice. It feels really good. It's less exhausting. But yeah, Red One will be next. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, so that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, share the whole drill. You want to check out more videos like this? I got playlists on the homepage. All previous prediction videos I made this year, the past few years. You want to watch any of them? Go right ahead. There's also the canceled series where I went over all the movies that were supposed to come up but didn't. A real pain. I don't think I ever covered it. Have I? No. No. Okay. Never talked about it. But there's 250 episodes. You want to watch them all, binge them all, go right ahead. There's also box office recaps where I go over the box office results for any particular month. My October recap. I thought about doing it like yesterday, like a Thursday, but I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it that day. I really didn't feel like making any videos that day. So I plan on doing it technically today on Saturday. That's the plan. To get it done then. Probably in the afternoon. So stay tuned for that. But if you want to watch any of the, and I guess my November recap, that will be like mid December, between the 6th and the 13th, I would say. Yeah. Yeah. So stay tuned for that as well. But if you want to watch any of the past recap videos I made on the channel, you can go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.